If you're feeling upset, sad, down about any event or events that are happening or have happened recently, then this is the ideal time to put EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique, to work. Emotional Freedom Technique, in brief, is just a psychological form of acupuncture. I can go on and on about it in theory all day, but the best thing is to try it, see if it works, see how it helps you, see what changes, and that's the easiest way to get into the system to see how it works. So what it involves in general is just tapping on different acupuncture points on the body, as I'm demonstrating here, while tuning into your specific thoughts. So what I want you to do now is to think, what is it that's upsetting you? What has annoyed you? What are you angry about? What are you sad about? What are you guilty about? What is it? What's the feeling that you've got right now? Try and identify that for me. If it's sadness, sadness. If it's guilt, and so forth. Then once you've got that identified, I want you to try to see what you've rated on a 0 to 10 scale, where 0 is no emotion at all, 10, we're talking very upset, the extreme end of the emotional scale. Just give it a rating. It could be 5 out of 10, you're slightly angry. It could be 7 out of 10, you feel a little bit sad, and so forth. So just give it a rating. There's no rights or wrongs. It just allows us to see where we're at so we can compare it to a round of tapping. So before we start, that's all you need to know is what emotion are you feeling? Sadness. How much are you feeling out of 10? 7 out of 10. So for this example, I'm just going to pretend that I'm feeling angry because I lost my job at work. Let's go with that one. So that could be 8 out of 10. So what we'll do is just follow along with my pattern, and you can just insert whatever you're angry about when I say the words anger and losing my job. And let's just see what happens. So we start by tapping this point here, so tap along with me. Then we want to say, even though I feel angry, insert your own emotion there, I deeply, completely accept myself. Even though I feel angry about losing my job, I deeply and completely accept myself. And again, insert the appropriate comments for yourself. Even though I feel angry about losing my job, I deeply and completely accept myself. And then we're going to tap through here. Feeling angry. Say just above the eye, side of the eye. Feeling angry. Under the eye. Feeling angry. Under the nose. Feeling angry. Middle of the chin, feeling angry. The collarbone point just here, feeling angry. Under the armpit, feeling angry. Then finally on top of the head, feeling angry. Then we'll go through it again. Feeling angry about losing my job. Again, insert your own comments. Feeling angry about losing my job. 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 That is one complete round. Now what we want to do is re-investigate how we were feeling after that one tapping event. So I was 8 out of 10 angry. What you want to do now is ask yourself, how angry are you now? Is it still an anger? Sometimes it changes from an anger to a sadness. Begin to tune in. Is it an 8? Has it gone up? Has it gone down? And depending on that result, we'll go through it again. So let's just say, for the sake of this example, my anger is still pretty much there. It's still a 7. We'll go through it again. Tapping this point here, the karate chop point as we call it. Even though I still feel angry about losing my job, I deeply and completely accept myself. Repeat after me. Even though I still feel angry about losing my job, I deeply and completely accept myself. And one more time. Even though I still feel angry about losing my job, I deeply and completely accept myself. Now we're tapping here, just above the eye. Feeling angry about losing my job. Side of the eye. Feeling angry about losing my job. Under the eye. Feeling angry about losing my job. Under the nose. Feeling angry about losing my job. Then when you insert your own comments here. Feeling angry about losing my job. Feeling angry about losing my job. Under the arm. Feeling angry about losing my job. Top of the head. Feeling angry about losing my job. Then we'll go one more time. You can change sides. It doesn't matter which side of the head you do. Feeling angry about losing my job. Feeling angry about losing my job. I still feel angry about losing my job. Under the nose. Still feel angry about losing my job. Under the chin, or middle of the chin. Remaining angry about losing my job. Collarbone point. Remaining anger about losing my job. Under the arm. Remaining anger about losing my job. The top of the head. Remaining anger about losing my job. Then take a deep breath in. And then ask yourself, where am I now on this 0 to 10 scale? Again, has it gone up? Has it stayed the same? Has it gone down? Now often after a couple of rounds it softens quite a bit. It goes from an 8 to a 7, then maybe down to a 4. Or sometimes the emotion changes, so no longer do you feel angry, but now you just feel slightly annoyed, or now you feel guilty, or now you feel really worried or anxious about what you're going to do now this event has happened. Or alternatively, you just dropped instead of an anger from an 8 to a 4, and we just need to do another round on it. So what I want you to do as we carry on is to think, has this changed? If it's still an anger, if it's turned, then let's carry on with that. If it's now changed to a guilt, or from guilt to a sadness, then you need to change the words so we can keep this going, keep it more specific to what the body is doing. It doesn't always have to go down. If it changes, then it shows something is beginning to move, beginning to shift. So let's try that one some more. So for the sake of this one, let's say my anger has now dropped from a 7 to a 4, but the biggest thing now is that I'm now feeling anxious. I now feel worried about the fact that I haven't got a job. Let's call it an 8 out of 10, and there we go again. Tapping this point here. Even though I now feel worried because I lost my job, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I feel worried because I lost my job, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I feel worried because I've lost my job, I deeply and completely accept myself. Above the eye, feeling worried. Side of the eye, feeling worried. Under the eye, feeling worried about losing my job. Under the nose, feeling worried about losing my job. Middle of the chin, feeling worried about losing my job. Collarbone point, feeling worried about losing my job. Under the arm, feeling worried about losing my job. Top of the head, feeling worried about losing my job. Then we go once more through, feeling worried about losing my job. Side of the eye, feeling worried about losing my job. Under the eye, feeling worried about losing my job. Under the nose, feeling worried about losing my job. Middle of the chin, feeling worried about losing my job. Collarbone, feeling worried about losing my job. Under the arm, feeling worried about losing my job. Top of the head, feeling worried about losing my job. And that's another round. Again, we just return and ask ourselves, what emotions do we have? What do we feel? What is moving? What isn't moving? And for the vast majority of people watching this video, there will be a shift in emotions. But what you have to do now is continue chasing it. 3 rounds may not get rid of a big event, big emotional event, what may have happened in the last few days, etc. But it begins to make an impact upon the emotions that's going on. And it's quite common for the mind to jump from one issue to another issue to another issue. You just got to keep tracking it and keep chasing it, and eventually you'll get it so it goes down to a 0, and you'll find that the emotion no longer is around that event. So what I encourage you to do is to take a bit of time to go through a few more rounds, again continually asking, how does my mind feel? What emotions am I feeling? What is it on the 0 to 10 scale? So you can see how these things shift, to see how these things change. And if you get a few rounds of that done, hopefully you should take away a little bit of the emotion, and you should feel a little bit better, a little bit more relaxed at the end of the event.